Kirby Smart says he has asked for advice from other coaches who've been in a similar situation. He cited one guy, Dan Quinn. Quinn was transitioning to be the Atlanta Falcons head coach last year when he was still a coordinator with the Seattle Seahawks, and Quinn says it's all about that time management. As for the answers to Tide trivia, contrary to popular belief, Dabo Swinney did not get his nickname from the popular dance move.
No.
You know the dab?
No, not the dab.
He didn't.
No.
His older brother, when he was younger, couldn't say that boy. He would call Dabo Swinney that boy. It came out as Dabo, so the name stuck ever since. You got to be honest here, because I know there's one. Most likely to listen to Justin Bieber.
Derek Key. I agree. You hit it right on the nail. Or Minka Fitzpatrick.
Is there proof that these two listen to Justin Bieber?
There is proof. Yeah, I believe so.
Is it true that you are a Justin Bieber fan?
I'm not listening to Justin Bieber at all.
What a weekend in the college football world. Championship Saturday followed by Selection Sunday. Who would be in the 4-team college football playoff? This year, not much controversy. It was less about who would be in and more about where the teams would be seated. Defensive lineman Ashawn Robinson saying today, quote, "When we see blood, we go get blood." So they see a quarterback who's been battling a shoulder injury, and they're going to go after Connor Cook. You can bet on that. No letting up on the quarterback on Thursday. It was a back-and-forth battle in the second half, but the Elba Tigers finally broke it open in the fourth quarter with that run game. And the Elba Tigers are your Class 2A state champions, beating Fife 36-22. So redemption was on their mind, and redemption is exactly what they got, and they completed their task. They had faith, they focused, and those Elba Tigers finally finished this year, Tony.
All right, Taylor, that's a big win.
One of the most intriguing one-on-one matchups we expect to see today is Alabama wide receiver Calvin Ridley versus Clemson cornerback Mackenzie Alexander. Two boys from the South Florida area, near my stomping grounds of South Florida. And as quiet and calm and low-key as Calvin Ridley is, Mackenzie Alexander, he is the exact opposite. Some teams have a bye week this week to rest up before the first round of the playoffs, but Pike County can't let up this week, not with one of the best 2A teams in the state in town.
And now, Taylor Tannebaum with sports.
The party doesn't stop when you win a national championship. After all, it is Alabama's Sweet 16, the title celebration continuing today in Tuscaloosa with a parade. Yes, that sound you hear is the Tide's equipment truck, and it is an elephant as their horn. They've got it all up in Tuscaloosa. The Crimson Tide faithful, they all lined the streets, even with the chilly weather. The team captains led the caravan of players and coaches, and of course, Mr. Dick Saban and Miss Terry followed very close behind. The parade led to the steps of Bryant-Denny Stadium, the trophy on display for all to see. They also unveiled the new 2015 engraving on Nick Saban's statue outside of the stadium.
The hard work and sacrifice that this team has done, I think you should really appreciate.
Immediately following that parade, there was a game to be played inside Coleman Coliseum, Alabama, playing host to Ben Simmons and LSU. First half, LSU starting to build a lead. Simmons drives to the hoop for two, 27-19, Tigers on top. Then the three-pointers began to fall for the Tide. Retin Obasahan from downtown nails it. Tie ball game, 31-all. The Tide closed out the half with an 8-point run to head into the break, up 41-36, a lead on the Tigers. More of the same from the Tide's leading scorer in the second half. Tied at 66, Obasahan double team, drains that three-pointer for the lead, but Tigers not going down without a fight. Game tied again. Under a minute to go, Tim Quarterman muscles his way inside, misses his first attempt, but follows it up for the go-ahead bucket. Alabama falls just short to LSU, 72-70, the Tide's third straight loss. The Auburn Tigers have been taking care of their to-do list. They checked off number 14 Kentucky and crossed off rival Alabama. Tonight, they're in the Swamp, set to face Florida. If the Tigers can notch a win, it would be another big one. They haven't beaten the Gators in the regular season since 1999. That's a stat Bruce Pearl didn't even know before his pregame press conference earlier this week. He says he also didn't know about the 18-game losing streak to Kentucky until after the Tigers finally topped the Wildcats. Pearl says the streaks, they don't matter when preparing the team.
We're going down to play the third-place team in the league on the road that's lost once at home and may not lose again.
Auburn is currently in a tie for 6th place in the league. Pearl feels a win tonight would be huge for the standings. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock on the SEC network. Hard to believe, but baseball season is right around the corner. The 21st annual Wiregrass Home Run Derby was held today at Northside Methodist to give us a taste of what's to come. I know we're in the South, thankfully not dealing with all of that snow, but at the start of the Derby, temps were in the low 30s. Kids were standing next to the heaters in the dugout. That's where I would be too. But once they stepped up to the plate, their bats were hot. Almost 40 Wiregrass baseball players registered for the event. But in the end, only 3 advanced to the championship round. Rehoboth's John Miller, Headland's Jonathan Milanowski, and the youngest of the trio, 14-year-old Christian Thornton from Eufaula. Milanowski came out victorious with 8 homers in that championship round. Thornton tallied 7, and Miller finished with 3.
I did feel the weather. It was really cold at the beginning.
A big congratulations to Mr. Milanowski from Headland, and props to all of those boys for braving the elements and competing in that home run derby. I don't know if I could do it. I haven't been outside today.
With the cold hands, trying to work.
But that's why you start swinging, you warm up, and you're good to go.
Good to go. Thank you so much, Taylor.
Of course. Teams play with a purpose. They play with pride, they play to win, and they play for championships. The Ashford baseball team is playing for something more. Cody Hayes was an athlete at Ashford, and this season is for Cody.
He was funny. He was always in a good mood. I mean, he loved sports. He was just fun to be around. He was a fun guy.
You know, if it was 100 degrees at football practice or, 100 degrees at baseball practice, he always had a smile on his face.
He no longer walks through the dugout or plays third base or throws strikes from the mound. But Cody Hayes is still with the team for every practice and every pitch.
It's weird, but we know he's still with us, and we play for him. It's just, he's with us, but not physically. He would do anything to be here in this moment. And we know he's watching over us right now, so we're just doing it for him, and we know he would do anything to be here.
Cody was diagnosed with leukemia in the fall of 2013. He battled, but lost his life 8 months later.
Before all this happened, we wasn't as close as we are now. And then after it happened, we was like, we got to come together, and we're like a family now. It was tough finding out, and I think the best way for everybody to cope with it was to come closer with one another and lean on one another.
1, 2, 3, Jackets!
Cody wore the number 6 for the Jackets. Senior Zach Moore traded in the number 7 to honor his best friend this season.
Well, I was playing with the summer team out of Orlando, and I had got number 6, and I had showed him a picture. I sent him a picture of my jersey, and he asked me to wear it in high school. He's like, I want you to wear it for me and, represent me just in case, whatever. I want you to wear it. I want you to be the one.
A lot of focus here, 6.
It's different, I feel like there's a little bit more pressure on you wearing it for him and everything, but you just got to handle it and got to do what you got to do.
Moore and the Yellow Jackets are doing it for Cody. And as they say, they're Cody strong.
Our first ultimate goal is to win the area. And we'd like to do that for him because, this would be his senior year, and I know he'd want that more than anything.
Everything we want to do, we want to play for him because we realized how blessed we are to be able to play this game. And we want to play for him, we want to play for his parents, Miss Alicia and Mr. Frank, and we're just lucky, and we want to play for a purpose.